Hello, my name is Jewel. Today I'm touching upon responsibility. Responsibility is often treated as a moral issue. People assume it feels heavy because they are required to do something, emotionally drained, or avoiding something. But responsibility can feel heavy for a structural reason as well. Structurally, responsibility becomes heavy when when it contains a load that does not belong to the actual task. In many cases, what feels like responsibility is a bundle of continuity management inside the human operating system. This video explains what makes responsibility feel heavy and how to distinguish real responsibility from role load. So structurally, let's break down responsibility and role load. Responsibility is a function. It refers to what must actually be handled: a task, an obligation, a decision, a duty. Role load is different. Role load is what the operating system adds in order to preserve stability. This may be managing other people's reactions, preventing conflict, maintaining an identity, avoiding disappointment, ensuring the outcomes or results look acceptable. So when these are attached to responsibility, the responsibility becomes heavy, not necessarily because the task is large, but because the human operating system is carrying more than just the task. Responsibility becomes heavy through attachment. The human operating system links the responsibility to consequences that go beyond the task. For example, if I don't handle this, I will lose the relationship. If I don't do this, I will be seen as unreliable or as a bad person, a bad parent, a bad child, a bad friend. If I don't manage this, something will fall apart. These attachments create a threat binding. The responsibility becomes a stability anchor. So the system carries it with pressure, not with clarity. In previous videos, I've talked about how the human operating system prioritizes continuity. When stability is threatened, it increases management. It monitors, it predicts, it checks, it attempts to prevent disruption. This management becomes part of the responsibility. However, over time, responsibility starts to feel like a constant weight because it is paired with ongoing vigilance. The system is not only doing the responsibility, it is actively protecting stability around it. Real responsibility tends to feel specific. It has clear boundaries. It starts and it ends. However, role-based responsibility feels different. It feels endless. It spreads into multiple domains. It includes other people's emotional states. It produces internal pressure even when nothing is happening. A simple indicator is this: if responsibility includes managing other people's stability, it is likely role load. When role load releases, responsibility becomes lighter without being avoided. The task remains, but the added management drops. The system stops carrying prediction. emotional regulation for others, identity maintenance, prevention work. Responsibility becomes more exact. It becomes bounded. It becomes executable without pressure. The goal is not to become irresponsible. The goal is to stop carrying responsibility as a stabilizing role in addition to being responsible. Responsibility feels heavy when it contains more than the task. It becomes heavy when the human operating system attaches continuity protection to it. That added protection creates pressure, vigilance, and identity load. When the role load releases, responsibility becomes bounded and clear. It can be handled without weight. The next videos will clarify how being dependable may become a burden and why the pressure to stay consistent is often role-based rather than structurally required.